students. Uh, in the previous video, we already discussed the energy of an molecular hydrogen molecule ion. Similarly, now let us find out the molecular wave function for hydrogen molecule ion. And before we will find the coefficients of this secular equation. See, this is the actually energy expression, that is HAA minus EA of SAA, HAB minus EA of SB. This can be written as, because for diatomic molecule into C1, the molecular approximate molecular wave function is equal to C1 psi1 plus C2 psi2. So therefore, now we can write the secular determinant like this into C1 C2 is equal to 0, and here in this determinant we will get, see here, 2 rows and 3 columns. So therefore we will get three equations, that is HAA minus EA is equal to plus or minus HAB minus EA into S, equation 1. And another equation is C1 into HAA minus EA plus C2 into HAB minus EA into S is equal to 0, and similarly equation 3. Now, from equation 192, see here, from the first two equation, we can write C1 plus C2 into H of AB minus EA into S is equal to 0. That means either first term must be equal to 0, or the second term should be equal to 0. So therefore, from this we will get, see, in the first case we will get C1 is equal to, see, the other term cannot be 0, that is HAB into EA into S cannot be 0. So therefore C1 plus C2 must be equal to 0. So then if that is so, then C1 is equal to, actually here we will get C1 minus C2. So therefore we finally will get C1 is equal to C2. Similarly, if you take and solve equation 1 and 3, you will get C1 is equal to minus C2. That means the approximate molecular orbital wave function phi a is equal to psi of HA1 plus or minus psi of HB1. That means the LCAO approach construct two molecular orbitals, that is bonding molecular orbital from constructive overlap of atomic orbitals when C1 is equal to C2, that means plus. And another one is, see, you will get a two molecular orbitals, one is bonding because of constructive overlap, and another one you will get anti-bonding molecular orbital from destructive overlap of atomic orbitals when C1 is equal to C2. Then normalize the above wave function gives integral phi star a into phi a into d tau, since it is normalized, which is equal to 1. And now let us call C1 modulus of C1 is equal to modulus C2, which is equal to C plus. Then you can, now let us see what exactly value you will get. See here, integral, since phi a is normalized, integral phi star a into phi a into d tau is equal to 1. Now substitute what is phi a and in this equation. Then phi a is equal to what? In the previous this one we have written, that is psi of HA1 plus or minus psi of HB1, is it not? So therefore we can write it as C plus whole square into, because two times we will get psi star also equal to psi a here. So therefore which is equal to C plus modulus whole square into integral of psi HA1 plus psi HB1 whole square into d tau, which is equal to 1. Now separately we'll evaluate this integral. This is equal to C plus whole square into integral of, see, this is in the form of a plus b whole square. which is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, or a square plus b square plus 2ab. So the same thing we have written. Then this is equal to integral psi ha1 square into d tau is equal to 1, because psi of ha1 is normalized. Similarly, psi of hb1 also normalized, so therefore we will get that is also equal to 1. Then after that, psi of ha1 into psi of hb1 into d tau integral, which is equal to, yes, that is overlapping integral, last derivation we have seen. So therefore, finally, this can be written as C plus modulus whole square into 1 plus 1 plus 2s is equal to 1. That means, finally, you will get C plus whole square is equal to 1 by 2 into 1 plus s. Or just if you remove that square, then you will get right hand side 1 divided by square root of 2 into 1 plus s. Now, similarly, what is C minus? That is due to destructive interference. That C minus, if you evaluate in the same manner, then you will get in the form of A minus B whole square, which is A square plus B square minus 2AB. So therefore, you will get C minus is equal to 1 by square root of 2 into 1 minus S. And with the normalized bonding molecular orbital psi a plus and anti-bonding molecular orbital phi a minus, then see the corresponding bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbitals you will get like this. Bonding molecular orbital is equal to 1 divided by, because what is that is C plus value, is it? C plus that is 1 divided by square root of 2 into 1 plus s plus psi of Ha1 plus psi of Hb1. Similarly, anti-bonding molecular orbital is equal to 1 by square root of 2 into 1 minus s minus psi of Ha1 minus psi of Hb1. Thus, two H2 plus molecular orbitals form one bonding molecular orbital, another one is anti-bonding molecular orbitals from the atomic orbitals psi of that is Ha1 and Hb1. So they are the, say these two are the corresponding molecular orbitals that we have already got. So in the previous case, we got the expression for energy. That is, see, these are the energy expressions. That is plus plus into E square by 4 pi epsilon naught R plus QC plus JK. In another case, you will get QC minus JK. So these are the two corresponding energies. Similarly, the corresponding molecular wave functions for constructive and destructive interference due to constructive and destructive overlapping. You will get two molecular orbitals. That is, one is bonding molecular orbital, another one is anti-bonding molecular orbital, and the expression for them is, say, for bonding you will get 1 by square root of 2 into 1 plus s plus psi Ha1 psi of Hb1. Similarly, anti-bonding is 1 by square root of 2 into 1 minus s minus psi of Ha1 minus psi of Hb1. So this is the corresponding molecular orbital wave functions. See here, I just pointed out the what exactly is the difference between bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So how the bonding molecular, just now we have seen the expression. So this will be helpful. This is summarized what exactly is the differences between bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So bonding molecular orbital is formed due to addition overlap of atomic orbitals, and the corresponding molecular orbital is given by psi A plus psi B. And whereas anti-bonding molecular orbital is formed due to subtraction overlap or destructive overlap of atomic orbitals, and the corresponding antibonding molecular orbital is given by psi a minus psi b. And whereas bonding molecular orbital of, formation takes place due to lobes of atomic orbitals having same sign. That means plus plus will combine, minus minus will combine. But here the formation of antibonding molecular orbitals is formed due to different signs of the lobes, plus minus and minus plus. And the energy of bonding molecular orbital is very low when compared to the energy of anti-bonding molecular orbital. See, even see sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2. When we write the electronic configuration of molecules, we start with sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s. Sigma 1s, even though same, see, the configuration looks like same, but if it is sigma 1s is bonding, sigma star 1s is anti-bonding, and that anti-bonding orbital lies above the bonding orbital. That means bonding will decrease the energy and anti-bonding will increase the energy. The electron density is high in the region between nuclei of bonded atoms. See, because the lobes they will attract when the bonding is formed, both the lobes come close, so therefore electron density will be very high. Whereas destructive overlapping, that is anti-bonding molecular orbital, the electron density is low in the region of bonded atom. Every electron in bonding molecular orbital contributes towards attractive force. So in the bonding molecular orbital, every electron will contribute towards attraction force. Similarly, anti-bonding molecular orbital, every electron in anti-bonding contributes towards repulsive force. So these are the some exact difference between bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. In the next class, I'll talk about Huckel molecular orbital theory. So with that, and if possible, if class is conducted, I'll discuss some problems directly. I think some 10 or 1 week or 10 days they will conduct classes, then only you will go for the exams. So by the time if they conduct classes, then I'll try to solve some questions. If possible, I'll send assignment separately. You can solve that. That will be great help. So stay home, stay safe, stay save lives, but never stop learning. Thank you.